Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of From the Green Room. And tonight, my guest this time is Kevin from the band Speedfreak. How you doing, man?
Good, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a long week, and it's only Thursday, so
Yeah.
Let's jump right into it, man. Back a few weeks ago, you guys released the song "Doomsday Devices." Tell us a little bit about that track.
Yeah. So that was maybe the last track that we wrote for the album we put out, our debut full length, Fast Lane Living'. So Doomsday is just a fun song. We wrote it kind of about living with bad habits, and yeah, it's exciting that everybody's finally getting to hear it.
How's it been received by the fans?
I mean, so far so good. Kind of like weirdly positive.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to work on something so long and then have people appreciate it. So it's been cool.
Awesome. That's awesome. It's always good to see the fruits of your labor, right?
Yeah.
The video for the same track, Doomsday Devices, had made the rounds in the film festival circuit and actually won an award. Tell us about that.
Yeah, a couple of awards. So this is just totally mind-blowing for me. So our a friend of ours is a Chicago filmmaker named Zane Rarick. And he's, like I said, he's a buddy of ours. And so he got a copy of the album right after we recorded it. And so he had kind of gone through it and heard that track and was like, it'd be, he pitched us the idea for the video. Like, it'd be funny to do that like nuclear, 1950s Red Scare stuff and kind of do like that black and white video. So, it was cool. And then he was like, hey, like, do you mind if I enter this in any film festivals? Like, man, we don't know anything about film festivals. We're a metal band from Chicago, right?
Right.
So he's like, then he was like, hey, it's been winning these awards and it keeps getting picked up for this stuff. So it's been cool because you never hear about that happening for like a metal band like ours. So
right.
Been really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty unique, and that's pretty cool, man. So have you guys always been, for you personally, have you been always into music and stuff like that since a young age, or?
Oh yeah, I grew up, in a house where there's always music playing. My parents were musicians, but they always had the radio on. So it was always, music is always a part of my life. And I started playing, started messing around with different instruments when I was really young. I've been playing guitar forever, always been into music. Can't imagine what I'd be doing without it.
Right. Your boring day job.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's next for Speedfreak?
So this summer in August, we're going to be on the road with Texas Hippie Coalition. So that's really exciting. We're stoked about that. And then we have some other, local touring stuff kind of in the works. Nothing that's been officially announced yet, but we're going to be trying to play out this summer as much as we can, get on the road, play our record. And then I think as soon as that's over, we're going to start working on the next one. We already have, we started working on new material for the next album and just keep going.
Are you guys like a lot of the other bands that wrote like 4 or 5 records worth of stuff during COVID?
So sort of. So actually, we recorded the album right before COVID happened. And that the Doomsday video, we filmed, I think, like the Saturday before everything shut down. Like,
oh, wow.
Like February, March 2020. So obviously, COVID happened and everything kind of went down. And we were never one of those like Zoom bands or anything. Obviously, we did some jamming on our own. And then once everything kind of started opening up, our drummer actually had a pretty bad injury. He like messed his leg up. So we couldn't rehearse for another few months. But yeah, since then, since we've been able to kind of get back at it, we definitely have material that we're working on. We've had stuff that we recorded for the Fast Lane Living record that didn't quite make the cut that we're kind of reworking. I mean, definitely lots of ideas floating around. So it's cool to be back into it.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely I'm glad the world's back to semi-normal.
Man, me too.
I seen that you guys played like local venues like the Forge and stuff like that. Now, Have you guys ever played Pierre's here in Fort Wayne?
I don't think so.
I think
Not to
they
my
the same people
knowledge.
that own the Forge owns Fort or Pierre's. So I was just
Well,
curious.
yeah, we got to get down there then. That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah, I live right across the street, so I can walk there and get drunk, walk home.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So where can metal fans or any fans of you guys find your music to listen to and find out what's going on with you guys and where you're going to be at playing?
Definitely, our Spotify is the best place for our music. Our Bandcamp page has all of our music as well, and our merch. We're on all the social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We probably have a MySpace from back in the day.
Is that still up? I actually
I
like
had,
MySpace.
I did too. That was, yeah. I mean, I'm not a great social media guy, but MySpace I could get my head around.
It was actually like a little website, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a website social media page. I had one back in the
Yeah.
day.
I remember like figuring out which girls you're going to put in your top 8 to try and, remember that? That was
I think I was married at the time, so I couldn't
Ah,
really put the top 8 girls.
I was in high school, so it was like whatever girl you had a crush on, you always like slipped her into that top 8, see if she'd notice.
See
Uh,
if she was friends with you on MySpace.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. Again, my guest has been Kevin from the band Speedfreak. Check them out on all the social media and find them on Spotify, and maybe they'll be hitting a town where you live. Kevin, thanks again for joining us and chatting with me for a
Yeah,
few minutes, and
absolutely.
definitely appreciate it, man.
Totally. Anytime.